Hello everyone, I'm Sally from Abruk Zeljin and welcome to Alpha Tech. Today we will start our first class on getting to know your desktop, your Windows with the basics. Alright, so we want to move from basic to advanced. I think most of these things are basic. A lot of people reach out and asking, it's been a while and I don't know much about my laptop. I didn't get a chance to learn much about these things when I was little, and I think it's okay. It's really never too late. These are basics you can learn in matter of hours, days, weeks, no problem. All right. So first of all, we'll begin with the looks. Okay. So when you install the Windows, which I'll make a video on later, when you log into the Windows, this is what you should expect to see for Windows 11. Now, this tutorial is mainly for Windows 11, but we will have other tutorials in the future for Windows 10. And if you want other tutorials for other Windows, you can text me and I will do that for you in the comment section. All right, so these are icons. Okay, let's talk about them. These are icons. This is the taskbar. All right, the taskbar. Now, this part without the icons is called the empty background. So if in the later videos or future recordings I say right click on an empty space on the desktop or right click on the background, this is what I mean, to right click on any part where there isn't any icon. All right, so let's look at icons and arrangement. When it comes to icons and arrangement, there are two forms. You could do them randomly or you could make them organize themselves automatically. So for now, I can move them, right, randomly. Just click, drag, and you can move them randomly. That's nice. But then in case you don't have that time to arrange them yourself, right? So you want everything to arrange automatically, you can do that as well. You could right click on any empty space. So right click, and then you can go to view. Okay, view. Then you can, here, as you can see, auto arrange icons. If I'm to click here, what do you see? The whole arrangement changes. All the icons get back in line and are very straight. So that's quite easy, right? Yeah. Now let's move to the taskbar. Okay, the taskbar for Windows 11 is quite different than the other Windows, even though it's the same taskbar, but then we have more of the icons and open tabs in the middle instead of starting from the left. So the first is the start button. We call this the start button. And you click on the start button, you can see other features which we'll come to later. So this is the start button, and then we have the search, where you can search anything, your apps, your documents, settings, any stuff you want. And then we have the switch window. With this, you can create a new window. You see, you can move from, like a tab key. You can, on the phone, just like the tab key on the phone, you can move from one application to another, which you've already opened and are running. Or you can create a new desktop, a whole new desktop. All right, so we'll come back to that as well. Then we have your open tabs. When I mean your open tabs, these are the applications you've already opened. So you will find them down here. Imagine, for instance, if I'm to open my recycle bin, that's a default file, so it's not showing down here. That's not a problem. But then if I'm to, let's say, okay, let's close WeChat and then open WeChat. As you can see, it drops here, right? So these are the open tabs. There are a lot of things you can do with these open tabs. They come in handy. Now let's go to the right bottom part of the taskbar, where we have this caret, which shows you the notifications, your messages, running VPNs and stuff, like those kind of easy or simple softwares that don't show up on the taskbar tab area. You will find them definitely here. So this is my VPN, and as you can see, you will find it in the tab area. Mostly you don't find it here, which I mean the basic, simple, ongoing running softwares you use, you will find them mostly in the hide and show area. And this tab here is used for moving straight to settings. settings for microphone, location, and other stuff. So when you click here, to take you straight to settings, as you can see, here we have privacy and security settings. So mostly when you click on this button, it should take you there. Now this is the layout. Okay, so the layout of your keyboard. Here, as you can see, I have two layouts. I have Chinese pinyin and I have English. So for instance, if I'm to be typing and let's say Word, I take my Word pad and say the boy is going to school. Okay, I say this. If I'm to click on the layout and click Chinese pinyin, as you can see, it changes to Chinese, which means if I'm to type, you see, Wo, you see the characters, Wo, Zai. So yeah, these are Chinese. I mean, I speak a little Chinese because I study in China. So you can change the layout to whatever you want. You could change the layout to English. You could add more layouts by going here, more keyboard settings. We will talk about that later. All right, so that's enough for the layout. Now let's continue with another feature on the taskbar. Now this feature encompasses a lot of things. It encompasses your Wi-Fi, airplane mode, and other stuff. Now this is your quick action area, and you could change it, you could edit it. Right, we have the brightness here, we have the speakers, and then we have night light. You could change the night light, you could focus assist, you could do whatever you want. Now the tabs here can be edited, right? So to edit these tabs, all you need to do is click on this pen like diagram, which is edit quick settings. As you can see here, you can remove, right? So when I click on this, it removes the pad or the tabs on the quick settings, and you can add. Okay, so when you click on add, these are the list of things you can add on your quick access area. I could add accessibility, go back, add cast, go back, choose any, add hotspot, go back, add project, go back, add focus assist, add keyboard layout. You could add any of them you want, but then there's a limit to what you can add. These are the only things you can add, so if you need them, you can add these ones. If you don't need them, you can take them off, and after you can just click on done. So as we all know, this is the time, and at this particular tab, it gives you the date. Okay, it gives you date. Here you can make changes to your date. You can minimize the date just to see Friday, January 24th, or you can just look at your calendar. So to minimize the calendar, you can just minimize here, and you can just open it upwards. All right, so there are other notifications of maybe your messages. This is my WhatsApp messages. You can close them or open them, anyhow you want to do them. All right, so that's it for the taskbar. And now let's take the next part, which is looking deeper into the features of this desktop. So when you right click on any empty background, you will find a drop down menu. Okay, so any menu that drops below the mouse pointer is a drop down menu, right? So when we right click, you will have a drop down menu. Now in this drop down menu, there are some features we would like to talk about. There's view, there's sort by, refresh, undo, delete, there's new, display settings, personalize, open in terminal, show more options. All right, so we will take them one by one and then we'll look at them. All right, so we have view. With view, you can view your desktop icons, these ones. Okay, you can view, the view is talking about the desktop icons. You can view them either by large icons. So if I click on large icons, you see they pop up really big. All right, if I click on medium, they are medium. If I'm to click on small, they look very small. Right, so yeah, so mostly I like to use the medium because I can't really see very much well, but it's okay. All right, so the next feature is the auto arrange, or the arranging of the icons. Right, so when we want to arrange our icons automatically, we can just go to view and click on auto arrange. If you don't want that, you can just deselect the auto arrange, and then you can just have your icons anywhere you want them to be on your desktop background. All right, so moving to the next, we have the align icons to grade. Okay, so when you click on auto arrange, you grade the icons. That's what it's trying to say. Now we can also choose to hide our icons. So if I'm to deselect show icons, all my icons on the desktop are gone, right? So if I want to see them, I need to right click again, go to view, and go to show desktop icons. So if I'm to click on show desktop icons, all my desktop icons will show up. All right, now let's take the next, which is sort by. The sort by is also talking about the desktop icons as well. We can sort the desktop icons by name, size, item type, data modified, date modified, sorry. So depending on the date you install the software or you transfer the data to the desktop, we can rearrange. So as you can see, my recycle bin is here. Let's try rearrange by name. So by name, as you can see, well arranged, okay, based in an alphabetical order. All right, so we arrange by size, so the heaviest lowest, the smallest above. If you click on arrange by size again, you can see the heaviest back up and then the lowest down. So you can just play around with this, just keep playing around. And then item type, we can arrange them by item type. As you can see, all the installed softwares are below. The folder is here. If I'm to add another folder, you will see all the folders at one side and all the files at one side. All right, now let's go to the next, which is one of the most important of all of them, which is the refresh button. Most people using laptops that sometimes run slow, okay, sometimes you are running too many things on your desktop begins to run slow. You just need to refresh. Okay, so when you refresh, it clears the unnecessary cache and then improves your laptop or your computer to be fast. So mostly, sometimes I could just be there and just be refreshing my laptop just to improve its speed. All right, so yeah. Now we have the undo, which is Control Z. So the undo always takes you back to your just finished action. Okay, it unravels. Okay, whatever you have done, it takes it back. Okay, so for instance, if I'm to delete this folder, right click, undo, you see the folder is back. Why? Because we've undone what we just did. Right? Yeah. So moving on, let's take the next, which is new. Now, with this new, we could make new folders. So, new folder. We can name the folder YouTube. Okay, so new folder. As you can see, I have a new folder. I could open it and I could use it. All right. Now, when you right click again in the same new, we could have shortcuts. Okay. So, with the shortcuts, you need to create your own shortcut, give it the location you want it to go and stuff. Yeah, not really used most of the times, I guess. Then we have the bitmap image. You can create a new bitmap image. You can create a new text document. Now this new text document it always creates a new notepad. Okay, a new notepad, not WordPad, not Microsoft Word, but notepad. Okay, because mostly we use the notepad for coding and stuff. We'll get to that later. Now we have a compressed folder or file. This compressed folder or file, you could right click and you find other zip applications. It's okay. But if you don't have a zip application, the Windows 11 comes with its own zipping application, which you can use. So as you can see, when you go here, you click on zip file. This is a zip file, so I could just name it okay. So now, this zip file compresses, okay, it reduces the size of the applications or the documents you put in it and makes transferring easier. We will come to that as well. The next one is the display settings. There are so many things you can do in the display settings. Right now, I'm using two systems. A same system with two screens. That's the screen of my laptop and my TV, or you can call it my monitor. All right, so here we can switch between both of them, which one should be main and which one should be extended. Okay, so if you click on the second one and you click on make this main screen, it makes that one the main screen. All right, so There are other settings you can do as well. You can adjust brightness. Yeah, you can switch on the night light. They are just all your desktop display settings. All right, so we can change our pixels as well, all these pixel settings and stuff. We will come back to that one later, but for now we want to just talk about the Windows desktop features. Right, so we move to the next one is personalize. Okay, so in the personalize, this is where you can change your background, you can change the color, the theme, you could change whatever you want. So let's play around it for a while. So this is my theme. If I'm to click on this, you see it changes. This, it changes. All right, yeah. So these are selected themes you can just apply without having to go through all these settings, but then you could still play around these ones as well. You could open the background, check to find which picture you would like to use. So for instance, if I'm to open this folder, you could see some pictures here, right? All right, so we could browse to find a photo, right? So we could go to desktop, we could open a new folder. So we've chosen the folder. So after choosing the folder, every picture in the folder or all the pictures in the folder is used as your desktop background. We will dive more deeply into this later, but for now, let's just move on to our next. So when you right click, and the next one is open terminal. The terminal is your CMD. Okay, let's change this back to this. I really like this theme. It's quite soothing and nice and beautiful. Right, so when we right click here, we have open in terminal. So we can open our command prompt where we can do whatever you want in the command prompt. You could use the terminal however you want it. Windows PowerShell. All right, so that's it. And then now, where I would like to end today is the fact that in Windows 11 you could find all the Windows 10 features. Okay, so for instance, if I'm to right click here, this is how it looks in Windows 11, but then if I'm to go to show more options, this is how it looks in Windows 10. Okay, so if you're a Windows 10 user, you just move to Windows 11. Just know that whatever you do in Windows 10, you could do the same in Windows 11. All right, so whenever you click on anything, right, so this is my folder, I right click, this is how it looks in Windows 11 with some changes. All right, but then when I go to show more options, now these are the options for Windows 10, and these are options we are quite familiar with, but then we'll come back to that as well. So let's look at the show more options. What is in show more options? We have view. Same. Okay, so this is the interface for Windows 10. So if you're not used to in the interface of Windows 11, when you right click, you could just go to show more options, and you have the same open in terminal, undo, rename, new, display settings, personalize. The only thing different here is the NVIDIA control panel. Some computers don't have NVIDIA control panel, so you might not be seeing them there, and that's not a problem. All right, every laptop has its own video graphics and they work perfectly. So thank you very much. This is it, and we will be looking in the next video, we will be looking at more details as to how to zip folders, how to change background through just a picture without having to go through settings. Just a few tricks for the next one as well. Thank you very much, and hoping to see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and it's Alpha Tech.